Ken. It's day 38 of the YouTube challenge, and I have walked down and seated myself in the garden of a restaurant I enjoy here in Sacramento called Aioli. And this is a beautiful mosaic that's on the wall right next to the table, which I came early. It's not yet set, but they're going to serve me in a few minutes. And I just wanted to show you this. Look at the lovely grape arbor that exists here. And up above there's even like honeysuckle showing. And here's the gentleman that's going to wait on me. He's coming to the table. And thank you very much. I appreciate this. So he's left me the menu, and he's gone back inside. They're just really setting up, but he really did me this favor of saying that I could come on in. I'm going to swing around the garden, which is in shade, and you can see that this is an incredible hideaway. And it's quieter here. The walls and so on tend to block the road noise, but there's city nearby. If you look up through the trees, you can see there's a tall structure over there that's actually a large building with lofts in it. And you know, in an hour or so, this place will be filled with chattering and murmuring people enjoying the out of doors on a beautiful sunny day. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the pleasure of taking breaks and how important they are. I know that many of you are creatives and you're working on projects that are of great importance to you, and it's so terribly, terribly valuable, essential in my estimation, that what we do when we're working hard is make sure that we get enjoyable time. In my book, in fact, Your Own Worst Enemy, I have 15 tasks that have to do with overcoming ways we block our own success. And it's pleasure and giving yourself some really wonderful, rewarding time. Oh, wow, here's the fountain just started. So it's making beautiful splashes here, and it's actually quite lovely. This is going to make some noise. I hope you can still hear me. But these interludes in a day when you're packed with work and important things that you choose and want to get done that are of great value to you, and you want to get them out to the world, it's really of great importance that you take the time and give yourself the time to really relax and enjoy it. I mean, it's actually the very first task that I prescribe in my book is that you take at least 15 minutes a day to stop and be with yourself in some way. And I'm here alone, and that's the way I wanted it today. This is a lovely place to come with others. And the menu is Spanish and includes a lot of tapas. I'll show you here the menu that was laid down in front of me. You can see the dappled light coming through the trees. It says Aioli, Bodega Española. And that's because it is a kind of wine and food place. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about taking that break that gives you a refreshment. I know that one of the things that we can do if we don't take time is we can start grinding, and we can feel that we've worked and worked and worked all day and not accomplished that much if we allow ourselves to be interrupted. And a lot of frustration can go with that. And also that's how things like writer's block can happen. I know years ago when I was writing my dissertation, one of the things I understood intuitively, nobody told me, was that I needed to work on that dissertation every single day. But I also set up my work schedule so that I arrived at the university where I had an office by no later than 9 a.m. on a daily basis, and I worked to at least 12 noon when I took a break. And at 12 noon, I would then take a major break, go out in the sun if it was a sunny time of the year, but get away from things and enjoy myself in some way and eat, and then I would come back in about an hour. And I would try one more hour to see how it was going, and I would write again. But if within that next hour I had basically felt like I wasn't on and wasn't really achieving that much for myself, I'm going to turn this around now. Here's my fingers just crossed the camera. It turns around so you can see me talk. And I'm not sure if I'm aiming this correctly or not, but I'm going to talk into this little place where the camera should be. But I learned that what I needed to do was to work as hard as I could, as systematically as I could in the morning. And if it hadn't been going well, I'd take that lunch break, and then I would come back and I would work again. But if I really wasn't striking gold, if I wasn't really on that day, I trusted myself to come back the next day refreshed. And so I would take the rest of the day off, not sit there and try to force myself. There are certain things that it's very negative to force. It's important to block out time for yourself and to force the issue of making sure you're not interrupted and you're able to really work. But it's not good to force when things get tight, because you'll develop a set of very negative, it's kind of like a stimulus response thing. It's like Pavlov's dog. You know, you're not getting meat powder though, you're getting an electric shock. You don't want to associate that with your workday. So you need to break up your workday into pleasant interludes. And if you're really not going, trust yourself to come back the next day and give it your full energy. Because the other side of it was that when I was really going and I got in the flow and I was doing well, I would come back after lunch and I would stay till 5, which was the ideal finish time. But if I were really going, I would stay till 6. And then I would always stop at 6, because you need other things in a day than work. And I think you need this kind of spiritual and physical and aesthetic and intellectual refreshment in the middle of your day too. And I urge you to find it in some way on a daily basis. Okay, those are my thoughts for today, day 38, if I've got the count right, on the YouTube challenge. I'll be back tomorrow with another installment. Okay, talk to you then.